How to improve your money mindset in 3 steps. There's hardly any people on this earth who can say they've had an easy ride when it comes to money. If you've had no money, it's been rough. If you started with money, you've probably had doubts on whether you're going to lose that money at one point. And everyone's journey with money is different. But I believe these 3 steps can help anyone's mindset when it comes to money. So I'm definitely one of them people who's had that up and down journey when it comes to money. I've had no money. I've had a decent amount of money. I've lost money. I've been able to save a lot of money. I've lost it all again. So I'm going to talk about my journey and how these tools have helped me and how they're going to help you too. So starting off, when I was a child, money was always a topic of conversation in my household, but not for good reasons. It was always negative. I don't think I heard one positive way that money was talked about through my whole childhood. It was always stressing about money, negative talks about money, not knowing where the next money is coming from. There was never any proactive ways of saying, this is how much money we owe, this is how we're going to get out of this situation. There was never none of that. It was just pure moaning and just a toxic mindset, toxic environment when it comes to money. So from a young age, I realized that I need to break this generational trauma and this generational curse when it comes to money, and I need to improve my relationship with money. So the first thing I did when I was 15, 16 years old, I realized I need to get a well-paying job to stop these conversations about money being toxic. So what I did, I got an apprenticeship, and by the end of that apprenticeship, I had a high-paying salary in engineering, and I was so happy. So I had my high-paying salary, I started a business, I was investing little bits and pieces, and I was able to buy my house at 21 years old. For anyone, this would be a dream. Like, you're set for life pretty much if you have all that going for you. But what I actually did, I quit my full-time job to go full into business. And if you're a business owner, entrepreneur, you would know that it's not easy when it comes to running your own business. There's going to be times where you have no money in your bank account. You're putting in director's loans into your business. You're taking out loans from the bank, business loans. You're going to have no money. If not, you're going to have loads of debt. So there's been points in my business journey where my bank account was zero. I'm in business debt. So my mindset had to be right. Otherwise, I could have just gave up and went back to square one. And using the tools I'm going to mention have helped me get through the other side. I'm glad to say now that I have successful businesses that generate a good amount of income, and I'm able to talk about my past experiences and how I manage them situations. So the first tool is having clarity with money. Whether you're in debt, whether you have zero in your bank account, whether you have 100,000, whether you have a million, you need clarity with your money. So let's talk about if you have a lot of money in your bank account. If you have money in your bank account, you will be scared that your money is going to depreciate. Money depreciates if you just leave it sitting in a bank account collecting no interest. Over time, your money is going to go down in value. The spending power is going down year by year. So having a clear plan on what you're going to do with that money, whether you're going to invest it, whether you're going to reinvest into yourself to learn new skills to make more money, is going to be important. And if you're in debt or you have no money in your bank account, the same thing, creating a clear plan. So what I like to do, I like to reverse engineer things. Like I said, I was an engineer. So if I'm in debt, I look at how much money I need to get out of debt. Then I'm going to go backwards from that step. So say if I'm £10,000 in debt, how do I make £10,000? Do I need to do overtime? How many hours of overtime is that? Am I able to get overtime? I'm not able to get overtime. Cool. I need a second job or a side hustle. How do I get this second job or side hustle? I apply to Uber Eats. I apply to Deliveroo. Do I need to learn a skill like video editing so I can go on Fiverr to make more money? I'm reverse engineering every single step. How is my debt being generated? Have I got credit card debt? Can I transfer the balance from one credit card to another to get a better interest rate? So I'm actually reducing my debt. There's so many steps that you can take to map out your route out of that situation. And trust me, once it's fully mapped out, you're going to feel like a weight is lifted off your shoulders. It's helped me in debt situations. I've been in debt over £40,000 before in my business, and I was able to map out that situation of how I'm going to use that £40,000 to make more money to get out of debt and eventually have a successful business. And the next tool is detaching your self-worth from money. This is definitely harder in the social media era when you can go online, you see people with nice cars, nice clothes, chains, watches, and it's easy to associate your self-worth as a person with money. But in the real world, if you walk down the street, you cannot tell how much money someone has in their bank account. You can't attach your self-worth with money. How I judge myself and how I judge other people is what value they bring. And value does not always equate to money. You could be compassionate. You could be a good listener. You could be someone who is loving. You could be someone who is reliable. You could be someone who has a skill set in something that doesn't necessarily bring money. Money isn't the root of everything. You can't be judging everyone off money. And when you take the time to really look and evaluate what value you bring to other people, the money is going to start flowing. There's always someone in need of that value you bring. No matter what industry you're in, no matter what service you provide, no matter what value you provide, there's someone who needs that value within their business, within their life, and people are usually willing to pay for value. And tool three is having gratitude with your lifestyle. I think the meaning of lifestyle has changed over the years. People think lifestyle is going to fancy restaurants, having nice cars, showing off their lifestyle to other people. But realistically, you have to be happy with your lifestyle yourself. Your lifestyle isn't for other people. So me, for example, I know exactly what lifestyle I'm happy with. I know my non-negotiables. My non-negotiables are, I need my own space. I need to live alone, whether that's a studio apartment, whether it's a 3-bedroom penthouse. I need to live alone. And I'm going to be as happy in that studio apartment than I would be in a mansion. My happiness is coming from having my own space, having time to reflect by myself. So again, you really need to reflect and find the core things that make you happy. So again, if you went on holiday, you spent £5,000, you go on holiday with your family, you go to Dubai, put it all on social media, and you look like you've had the best holiday of your life. All these experiences, going out to eat, going to fine restaurants, spending your money at the mall. But if you really take time to reflect, you might find that the biggest enjoyment you had from that holiday was actually spending the time with your family. And you don't need to spend £5,000 to spend the time with your family. You could go to Spain together. You could spend a fraction of the price and you're going to get that same enjoyment. That way your lifestyle expenses are not exceeding what you earn. They're not creeping up every year. This year you go to Dubai, next year Maldives. You just have to find what you really enjoy. You need to find the core things that make you happy. And the reason why you need this gratitude is because life isn't straightforward. Sometimes you have to take steps back to go forward, and that is no exception with money. There's going to be times where you need to either sacrifice or earn less money in able to go forward. So I'll use myself as an example. I went from earning a good wage to being self-employed and earning pretty much nothing, but I knew what made me happy. So I cut my cloth accordingly. Instead of going on £1,000 holiday, I'm going on a £200 holiday, and I'm still just as grateful. So guys, I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I hope some of these tools can help you in your money journey as well. Make sure you're subscribed on here. I'm posting daily content. Follow me for more. I'm broke, baby.